Let's start with that one. The Jim and Terry show saying, I think it was Jim, and I'll quote him, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. It was just 10 seconds ago, but I have the attention span of a fish, a goldfish. 5 seconds. I think
Flush,
you said,
flush.
We're a different thing. We're used to losing. What are
Well, we're talking about
sportsmanship.
yeah. Number one, some of the attitude within the American female soccer team.
FIFA,
bugged
the
me
Worlds
too.
are going on right now.
I got to admit, whoever they play at, I probably would root for the other team, just because of the arrogance of it all. But they lost, and their American population has like ostracized them. It's like you think they lost the Vietnam War.
Let's be specific. It's not all Americans who have ostracized them. What kind of Americans are going to the public's podium?
Well, the only ones
influencers.
I know, but they might not be alone, is the extreme right. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It is the haters of LGBTQ, the people who don't believe in women's rights,
and those
the
who
pro-lifers,
do not stand up for the anthem.
Social protest.
Yeah.
Okay. So the difference is, I watch Canada. I follow Canadian women. I was looking for Sinclair to score that goal in the penalties overtime.
Wasn't even a good kick.
Wasn't even a good kick.
But you know what? God bless her. I mean,
It was a
she
penalty kick,
is
not
the
overtime.
Canadian.
Yeah, she
team.
is. She represents all that we value
yeah.
as Canadians.
Yeah.
It's the same as any one of those women on the American team would probably represent most of the values of America.
America, probably, yes. Very proud, very
Yes.
patriotic.
Very proud and patriotic, so why wouldn't you want to support them?
Yeah.
And just because their hair is a different color and they wear brush cuts instead of Goldilocks does not mean anything.
I don't like that look, but that's okay.
yeah.
I just happen to be a heterosexual male, so.
No excuse for yourself, Jim. Can't hide behind that veneer.
But they have every right to look that way if
They
that's
have
what they
a
want to
right to look whatever
And
way
not only
they
that,
want.
if I was a female soccer player, to tell you the truth, I'd probably cut my hair off. Looks like it just gets in the way.
To me, it does
Yeah,
too.
so I would probably do the same thing. So in my joking.
Okay, so let's go back to the whole thing that we're talking about, where patriotism seems to be mistakenly identified with a subset of patriotism. In other words, there's two kinds of patriots. One is the patriots who believe in the core values of what your country stands for, which is freedom, freedom of expression, the right to be yourself, individuality. And yet when it comes time to sports, somehow the women's team did not take it very.
And they, you know what? They played well. That last game was right into overtime.
Yes.
And right into penalty kicks.
Yes.
Right up until the point where that goalie looked like she had actually stopped it, but she didn't. It was a fair goal, and the United States lost. Oh my goodness, no! But it was like
America.
It was back in the day when hockey first was on the world scene. You couldn't beat Canada. It wasn't allowed.
No, in the first time. Whoa, Canada's
No, like what
what
happened? We lost. Now,
What?
now we're a nation of losers. No,
Which is where we started this from. So are we two different countries, America and Canada, where in Canada, I was saying, I celebrated that Canada made it to the Worlds. I'm sorry they exited too soon.
Yes.
They didn't make it to the round of 16.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for that because we had expectations that Canada was, ranked number 7. We're going to make it.
We had
surely.
hopes.
We had high hopes.
Yeah.
I've got high
I mean, they had
hopes.
just won the Olympics,
Yes.
so they're good. But when you get on this world scene, it was like hockey. It took time, but now the world's caught up to hockey. And that's what some of the American announcers were saying. Listen, the world's caught up to us. We were a good team, but the world's caught up to us.
I like that. The world is caught up, and that's
Yeah.
something I celebrate.
That's what you're supposed to
when
say.
I
It's
saw
good
the
for
Nigerian
it's good for
team
the
play
sport.
Canada, and we got a draw,
Yeah.
I thought, wow,
Yeah.
good for Nigeria.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
what my daughter's saying as we're cheering on Canada, but being impressed with Nigeria.
Absolutely. And when they lost, we're more used to, I think, little things like that happening, but we really are a mosaic of people in this country.
Yes.
We know not everybody's going to be embracing everything. So we're now used to that. And the Canadian women's soccer, I watched every game, I believe. Hats off to you.
Yes.
But you're not good enough right now to be
And
world.
Is it
FIFA.
a case of I'm going to quote the title of a movie because I think it embodies what I'm trying to say. On any given Sunday, any team can beat anybody else.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
So what is sports about then? With
Well,
any
that's
given
But
day,
this is why we have playoffs that are 7 in the
Yeah.
NHL. You've got 7 games, and the winner comes out of the not one game.
Yeah.
Same as I don't like games with shootouts
Yeah,
or
the penalty kicks. Yeah,
I don't
like that.
like. It bothers me
if you
because
got to a draw,
Yeah.
then let it be a draw. You both take away a single point or something.
and if it's playoff, do what they do in the NHL. At the end, you play until you're dead.
You take out
Eventually, you're going to get tired. One of them's going to get too tired.
That's right.
and it's
Take
gonna
off
be
a
goal.
couple of players, and you won't be
Well,
able to.
well, that's another thing. Take off 4 players.
Yeah.
And play it that way and see how it works.
Fascinating to watch the Canadian. I'm going to say it was U18, but maybe it was not.
under 18.
And so you saw that
I saw it, yeah.
well, where they have to go to the final game. It was
Yeah.
against Czechia, I believe.
Yeah.
Gold medal game.
Yeah.
And it goes into overtime.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're playing with one man short. So it's like
It's 2 against 3. Yeah,
it was awful. And then you get a penalty.
yeah.
What happens? Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
gosh, you play shorthand.
But they won.
They won.
Hats
Yes.
off to them.
Hats
the
off.
Gretzky whatever tournament.
Yes.
Gretzky and something. Tournament.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, it was really good to watch. But this is where, sports is sports, and on any given Sunday, anybody. I like that philosophy. Any day of the week, when you reach that level, and I think you're right, the world has caught up to not only Canada in hockey, but everybody's caught up to the U.S. in soccer.
And
or
prior to
Italy,
that, it was
or
caught up
France
to
or
all
Germany.
the France and everybody
Yeah,
else.
the Europeans caught up to the Europeans.
Now, you speaking about soccer, which I enjoy immensely, by the way. I like soccer. I never did when I was younger, but
I never did either, but it
understand
is
now,
elegant.
I think it is elegant. It's beautiful. There's about 3 or 4 things I would totally change if I could wave a magic wand, but we'll talk about that some other time. But Messi from Argentina,
He's playing for an American team now.
He's now on the Miami, whatever they're called, FC or whatever it is. And it was funny because the first game he played, he wasn't playing.
They benched him.
And there was a penalty kick. And they didn't bench him because he's not good or anything.
No.
Probably just give him a break, just be a part of it, get the nerves out. But there was a penalty kick, and from quite a distance away, not a penalty kick, just a kick, free kick.
Yeah, free kick.
A free kick. And lo and behold, doesn't the guy score? I mean, first kick in the league, and he scores. And apparently he's doing absolutely great. But apparently we also have a brand new guy on the Blue Jay baseball team. Did you hear about him?
No, is this the guy who's been hitting home runs?
Just brought up his first to bat, hit it out of the park in Fenway.
Wow.
So in 5 games or something, he's got like 7 runs and 2 home runs. He's broke the record.
Wow.
Where was he? Where's he been all this time?
Was he in the minor
He
leagues?
was in the minor. I guess he was too young to come up.
AAA or something like that?
I guess.
have no idea. But anyway, we
Isn't that
benefit.
great? Celebrate
so
that.
what does it do for the sport when you have something emerging like a star suddenly showing up?
It brings Messi brings. I mean,
All of a sudden people would be
Well, some
turning
of the-
in to watch soccer.
some of the tickets were $100,000,
What?
if I understand correctly. Yeah,
I hope not.
Somebody paid $100,000 to be there.
Okay, somebody willing to pay is different than charging a fee. So I'm
Oh
hoping
no, I
it's
don't
like
know.
Toronto Blue Jays and the Argonauts. And what does a ticket cost now?
Oh, I have no idea. I know it's expensive because
Well, you went to a game, so what did it
well,
cost you for parking?
it didn't
and
cost me. My girlfriend picked up the tab
Oh, so you don't know.
for me and her son and her nephew.
Right, so-
all I know this is she said it was expensive, and we had the worst seats in the house.
You were up. I used to call them the Grays at the.
We were looking down on
Maple
the
Leaf
floodlights.
Gardens.
Looking down on the floodlights.
Looking
we were
down.
above the floodlights.
You were in the dark, Jim.
Did I show you the video of the roof opening?
Yes.
Yes. If you had a stepladder, you could have touched.
You were
the roof.
outside the stadium.
Pretty well. It was.
You were so far up, you were
And
outside the roof.
you could not see the ball when they hit the ball. You couldn't see it. You just looked for that little dot running. Oh, must be out in the center field.
I see one player moving.
Yeah.
They're shifting left.
Yeah.
No shifting right.
Yeah. Well, I went up the first time like a real macho man, all the way up, and it was hard, really hard. But when Christina, halfway through the game, says, "I got to go buy something for my nephew," I said, "You want me to go with you, don't you?" "Yeah." down we went.
Oh,
and
my.
it's like going down up there. It's like we're fifth level. And then from
Bless
that
you,
fifth
St.
level,
Sampson. You did it.
well, went down, but going back up, I stopped twice.
Wow.
I couldn't, once you got up to the stairs, which is like, there's
You're saying they're
37
nearly vertical.
there's 37 levels. I think that might be double the rows of that. You got to climb up, and it's steep like that, Terry.
Yeah.
It's like a Mayan
Temple.
You get up there, every row has a safety bar across it, so you can't fall down and kill yourself.
You were in the nosebleed section.
Yeah. So coming back up the second time, I stopped twice, and I stopped at one place.
Do
and
they
the
have
woman said-
oxygen canisters there for you, Jim?
The lady said, "Your thighs are burning." I said, "Yes." I said, "Yes."
You're burning loins.
I said, "Yes, I'm a very hot man."
Oh my goodness! So that's your tale of pricing for these games.
Well, that was L.A., so they had the best player in the league playing.
yes.
And they basically just pitched around them through the entire game.
So when you got talent, you do draw the sales for the seats.
That's my point. And so Miami will be completely sold out every game, and there'll be TV credits, like TV contracts, everything.
Dare
He'll also bring Messi. I mean, if he comes to Toronto,
I ask the cost of bringing Messi to the North Americans?
150 million, and I don't know.
I was going to say it's considerably more than that.
Well, I think that
So
might
I'm gonna
be
have to look it up.
your signing thing or something. It's probably
Oh.
more than that. But don't forget, all of a sudden, all the shirt sales, all the advertisements, everything is his.
And that goes through everywhere that they play.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
So-
maybe you can see a residual benefit of having a star in your league.
But it'd be interesting to look it up, how much he's being paid to play for Miami.
Oh, so many questions.
Miami,
so many
whatever they're
questions.
called.
But are we different than our American cousins when
I
it
think
comes
a little
time to
bit.
sportsmanship?
I think a
We
little bit.
celebrate everybody, even the losers.
Yeah, I don't think we'd kill our victors
No,
or our losers.
our losers. Jim and Terry signing off. Bye bye.